Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rachel's Page Turners. Today I'm going to be doing the Comfort Reads tag. I was tagged to do this a couple months ago by Chris Vigilante. I will leave his video down below. I'm not entirely sure who's the original creator, but I will try to find that out and I'll leave that information down in the doobly-doo below. None of the books that I have written down here are in any particular order. I kind of wrote them down as I thought of them. Like the first book that I have listed here is the Harry Potter series. Alright, so it's more than one book. But it's definitely more so the first three, like before things start getting dark. I just love the innocence and the naivety of Harry Potter and his friends in the first book. And the next two books, like the innocence and the wonder of the magic is still there. So if I'm going to go for a comfort read in the Harry Potter series, it would be for the first three and not for the rest of them. The second book that I have written on my list is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is my absolute favorite book of all time. It's just a wonderful introduction to Middle Earth, and this one's my favorite out of the books in the Lord of the Rings series because they're all going on this adventure, but there isn't quite that stress and that anxiety about the One Ring. Yes, it's pretty stress-inducing to go after a dragon, but it's almost like this is an adventure that they truly had signed up for. Whereas everyone else in the Lord of the Rings series, they're like, alright, we need to do this. This is not a want. So I just really like the traditional fairy tale aspects of an adventure. So I talked about these first two books as if you already knew the story. If you're unfamiliar with either The Hobbit or with Harry Potter, a quick Google search will help you out. The next book that I have on this list for comfort reads that I like to go back to is The Adventures of Superhero Girl by Faith Erin Hicks. This is just a series of comic strips that doesn't quite have a storyline. The title says it all, it's the adventures of Superhero Girl, a superhero girl who tries to follow her dream in being a superhero, but also try to, make sure rent is paid and dealing with other life curveballs. I just really related to Superhero Girl. She is so broke that she has to go to a thrift shop to buy her cape. I can understand the financial struggle, and I just thought she was very adorable, and she's dealing not only with financial issues but trying to make her parents happy and trying to impress her big brother. I just feel like they turned me into a comic book hero, which is probably why I'm constantly going back to it. The next book I want to talk about is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This story just follows a really magical circus. It's a circus that no one knows when or where it's going to pop up. But when it does, people are really excited. And there's this group of people who wear red scarves and is part of a club, almost like the society where people try to hunt down when the circus is going to pop up next. And there's this other story to the story that's about how these two magicians kind of have this bet going on, and they pit their apprentices together. And although I enjoyed that story, I was more focused with The Night Circus. The Night Circus actually stemmed from this bet, and that's why we explore both sides. But it's just, every time there were scenes at the circus, it was just incredibly easy to imagine I was there. I love this book. And the last book I'm going to be talking about for this Comforts Reads tag is Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Sometimes it's not just about escaping. All my books so far is about me escaping into a fantasy world, and that's why I find it so comforting. I can just take a step back and forget about my problems, but sometimes forgetting your problems isn't necessarily a good thing or an option at the moment. So I wanted a book on this list to reflect that. And I feel like Yes Please fit that bill. Amy Poehler just talks about her own life and her own struggles, and sometimes the thing to do is to say yes please. This curveball or whatever it is, just yes please. It's going to be okay. And so that's just basically what I got from her book. I just found it incredibly encouraging. And at the time when I was reading it, I was dealing with my own personal issues, like I am still now. But I feel like this book just came up at the most opportune time for me. So that's all I have for you guys for today. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to tag anybody for this video. I think I will, since I was actually tagged. If I'm going to tag anybody, I'm going to list it down below. Even if I don't tag you, please feel free to do the video. And if you don't want to do the video, what are some of your comfort reads? Please feel free to talk about that down in the comments below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!